Hello, everyone. So welcome to our weekly nutrition call. Today, we're focusing on the basics, just the basics, kind of how to get into everything. We'll do that for I don't know, however long it takes. And then we'll have a little discussion and then we'll do some meal prep. So I'm going to share my screen. And I am on Beachbody On Demand. So if you, this does need to be broken down. Some people are already on Beachbody On Demand and trying the workouts and know the basics of things when they start. Others do not. So if you're totally brand spanking new, beachbodyondemand.com, you log in, it will give you access to pretty much everything unless you didn't buy one of the new locked programs. For nutrition, sticking in programs, not going to the nutrition tab, scroll down till you hit to the nutrition center. And we have introduction to nutrition, which is a great place to go when you're trying to decide which program to do. You can learn more about 2B mindset, introduction to 2B mindset, introduction to ultimate portion fix, introduction to Shakeology, introduction to the performance line. And it just breaks it down, helps you decide. Nutrition Plus, when you sign up, depending on your conversation with your coach, you may have access to Nutrition Plus when you start. This is an amazing tool, but is not always the best place to start. The best place to start is to choose a program and then dive in, and I'll show you that in one sec. Nutrition Plus is kind of an add-on. It's bonus material. So it's when you've done the base program and you know what you're doing and you want more recipes and you want more tools for your toolbox, this is where you'll go. So when you start, you get a 30-day free trial of that program. We usually recommend you don't look at it that first month so you can cancel it when you sign up. When you're ready for it, you can just go into your shop and you can add it in for free and you will get a 30-day trial at any time and decide if it's something you want to stick with. And then it's $15 a month for coaches and $20 for customers in US prices ish approximately. So let me just go back one page to programs. So I'm going to scroll back down to Nutrition Center. I'm going to click on 2B Mindset. And if you look in here, so it will usually come to the Start Here page. This is the beginning. There's 30 lessons, there's 48 recipes, and there's 10 program materials. So you just get started and work your way through the videos one at a time. There's a Get Started guide, there's a Go-To guide, a monthly tracker. If you get a challenge pack, you'll get a monthly tracker for this one. There's also a great way to track them on your phone. So if you go to Beachbody On Demand on your phone, I'll show you this when we come off the share screen. You can go in and you can also track all your food. You can select your plan, whether you're on 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix, and you can select your plan and track in there too. So you just have to be disciplined. You have to set your plan for, these videos are 2 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I think the longest is 11 minutes about carbohydrates because they're such a big topic. So work your way through. Plan to spend 15 minutes a day. Don't overwhelm yourself and do all the days at once because that'll be too much. And you're not going to learn that way. So just work your way through. You can print out, if you go to resources, you can print out a program guide, the tracker, the food list from here, so you can have it all in paper. You can order it all as well, but this is kind of the easier option, totally up to you, or just viewing it online. So everything is laid out in both of these programs, but the big thing is you have to commit. You have to decide you're going to do this, you're going to learn it. It's like taking a course. If you want to learn what the dietitian is sharing and the information that you have, I'm going to unshare for a moment. If you want the true value of what these experts are teaching us, you have to take the course. Just kind of taking bits and pieces and watching the little things that we share in the groups isn't going to be enough to give you the information to fully nail the plan. The main steps we want you to do is the course, work your way through the videos, track your food. Both plans, you track your food. It's as simple as that. You just write down what you eat. If you put it in your mouth, you put it on the paper. And that helps you keep more focused. Like, do I really need this extra snack, extra treat, extra handful of nuts? Like those little bites off your kids' plates, they count. They have to fit in somewhere. The apple, the nuts, the snacks you have as you walk through the kitchen or you walk through an office space that are sitting there, they count. And this little thing. So if you're finding, the next day you haven't lost the weight you expected, or you've gained a few pounds, you can go back and look at your tracker and say, well, I did go into the pantry and eat half a bag of potato chips. It happens. It happens to all of us. That's a good trick to have. If you're eating out of the bag, it's probably not a good choice. And those, I know that because I have done it so many times. Put it in a bowl. Then you can write down and you have a portion and you know what it is. And it just helps you get more self-control too. If you're eating out of the bag, you don't have much self-control, much stop control, because it's just easy to keep going and is mindless. When it becomes mindless eating, it's probably not necessary eating. So the thing I love about this group is we have so many people in here who have used the programs, have had success with the programs, and can share their experiences of what works and what hasn't worked. And the exact same things aren't going to work the same for all of us, depending on how you're coming into this. Like if you're a volume eater, 2B Mindset's probably a good fit for you, because you can technically eat all the veggies you want, as long as you're not dousing them in accessories or high calorie toppings. If you need structure and you really like to follow a set plan, Ultimate Portion Fix is probably the right plan for you, because you have the portions and you have your set portions you're eating during the day. There's so many little things, and you're going to need to tweak the plan a little bit. It might not be perfect the way it's laid out for you. We're here to help with that. So on this call, we can come in, and we're going to get there in just a minute, that you ask questions. Okay, I'm stuck. I'm not seeing any changes. What do you guys suggest? What's worked for you? So that's what we do in our nutrition basics. So choosing meal plan is number one. If you don't have a plan, you don't have the structure you need. Just eating healthy is not going to do it. And again, I can tell you that from experience too. So we're not experts in that. We're specifically trained in nutrition programs. I think a few of us are certified in these nutrition plans, but it just means we've been through them more times than we did a test. So it's experience is what we have. So I'm going to show you one more thing. Back to this page. And this is I just added this to, oh poop. Okay, just let me find it. I just added this to the document in the customer, the nutrition page. I can't talk and think what I'm saying at the same time. Okay, Nutrition 101. So Nutrition 101, Eat Right for Life. Nutrition programs, and this is just a different way of breaking down what I just told you. It talks about the Ultimate Portion Fix versus the 2B Mindset. It breaks down the Ultimate Portion Fix a little bit more. It gives you a direct link to review your Ultimate Portion Fix program resources. 2B Mindset, we focus on water first, veggies most, weighing in daily, and not taking that number to heart. It is just a tool. Tracking and then reviewing your program resources here. Planning prep, there's a meal plan hub, vegetarian resources, vegan resources, recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And talking about Nutrition Plus, the one I just told you about, that we get a 30-day trial to, and then it's $20 a month. So And then there's Facebook communities for both of these as well.
Is this Mompreneur just dropped this?
No, it's been out for a while. It's in the, I just added it to the welcome post at the top of the nutrition page.
How wonderful. I want to email this to new people. This is fabulous.
And Shakeology recipes for chocolate, vanilla, other flavors, and treats. So sometimes we hear people say, oh, I didn't drink my Shakeology today because it was too cold for a shake, or I just didn't feel like a shake today. Well, you can make other things from your Shakeology. You just let me click on here and pull up. And those just take you to the Beachbody blog. But snacks and treats, chocolate chip ice cream. I often make my shake like ice cream, super thick. I love it that way. Tiramisu no-bake cookies, almond espresso balls, hazelnut latte protein balls. So one of the most common things is a ball that you would make from them. Cafe latte coconut popsicles. Many of these you can just switch out the flavor as well. Popsicles, smoothie bowl. That's one of my favorites. Peanut butter oat bars, chocolate chip, peanut butter chocolate pie, vegan brownies, ice cream sandwich. So they're not, some of these you're not going to get a whole serving of Shakeology when you have them, but they're also amazing things you can share with your family. They're good snacks for your kids, healthier snacks. My gosh, some of them are so fancy. Apple blondies with walnuts, breakfast cookies, gingerbread, cinnamon donut holes. I need to go make something fancy that fits on the reset this afternoon. Homemade energy bars. My gosh, this keeps going forever. But yeah, a lot of them are balls and bars, and popsicles, because technically we're not supposed to cook with the Shakeology, because it can break down some of the, just make the superfoods less absorbable for our body, and it can potentially break down some of the protein, just the form it's in. But you can heat it up. I mean, you can have it, you just don't want to cook it in the oven and add boiling water to it. But you can make it like a almost, not like boiling hot chocolate, but you can make a hot chocolatey type drink with it too. I'll add it to warm almond milk sometimes in the evening. So many options. There's no, when it's your daily dose of dense nutrition, it's not about, forcing you to have this because we want you to drink it because it's, the value in Shakeology is absolutely amazing. Just you can't get that nutrition anywhere else, unless you're going to the health food store and buying all these bags of ashwagandha and all the things that are in there and putting them in a different shake every day. Why not just have them in your Shakeology? And it's actually a lot cheaper to have them in your Shakeology than to buy all those things separately, because if you go and look, they're not cheap. Should pull out that. There's a video Tony Horton did probably like 6-7 years ago, and he went to the grocery store and they're ringing everything up, and it's quite entertaining. And then watching the other person behind him go through with all the fatty fat chips, and I'm sure they couldn't get away with airing that again now. It's not politically correct. Fatty fat chips. Anyways, this is the point where we come on, and if you guys have had any successes or things you want to share this week, or like amazing meal tools that you want to share with us, we would love to hear them. Who's first?
I just want to thank Tabitha for recommending this book. This is an awesome book. It's the guy who wrote, the co-founder of Shakeology and the Ultimate Reset. So he did the Ultimate Reset with Isabel Deichler, or did he do that on his own? The
Ultimate Reset is, there's quite a few of them in there. Isabel, and then
okay. But this book, Tabitha mentioned it, and I have some new girls that are doing the Ultimate Reset, and I sent them this book, and so I'm super excited to read through it. But man, like you said, Tabitha, your message this morning, mind blowing. Some of the stuff, wow. So yeah, really, really good. And it's only like $10 on Amazon. So if anyone wants to check it out, it's really, really good. Or Tabitha, you could loan it to Deb.
When Michelle Beckman and I think it was New Orleans at Summit one year, we were walked all the way to a Whole Foods and we were shopping, and here comes Darren O'Lean and his wife walking by, and I'm like, oh, hi Darren, how are you? I love doing that. I just start chit-chatting because I know I've been working with these guys for 11 years and watching their videos. I'm like, oh yeah, we're best buds. Michelle's like,
And if you haven't seen, there's a show on Netflix called Down to Earth with Zac Efron, who's super cute. I guess he goes. I've only seen one episode or two episodes, but it's really good. But Darren O'Lean travels with Zac Efron, and anyway, it's really, really interesting. But yeah, good book. Thank you, Tabitha.
so I can share about my ultimate reset. I'm on day 7. So I've still been having yogurt in my oatmeal in the morning. It's funny, my daughter is eating almost the same things as me, and she's coming back in like 2 hours. Okay, I'm starving. What can I have next? And I'm like, why are you starving? I'm fine. So I don't know if I get my mindset right when I do this. So I'm not, because it's not a starvation plan. I mean, I do the bigger size of the portions. I mean, I put my pictures on social media, and I fill my whole plate. And for days, there was one recently. Oh, we had root vegetables and the zucchini cashew soup. And I knew my husband didn't want the soup, so I did, because there was beets in there. I buy them with the beet tops, and I love steamed beet tops, so I cooked those up. And they are not part of the plan, but they're a veggie and they're totally fine. So I had steamed those. So we had those on our plate. So we had this big old plate, got more left for tonight's dinner, but and that's kind of pulling into the mindset of, if you're hungry, you have more vegetables. Like, we shouldn't be living our lives starving ourselves. That's nonsense. That's what we used to do when we tried to lose weight. And that's why we failed, and we ended up binging on other things. So make sure you're not limiting yourself. But this plan has, and something that a gift it gives me every time is the reminder that being hungry is okay. Because, every so often you're like, oh, I'm kind of getting hungry. I better have the bar that's in my purse, or I better pull over and go buy some food. Or it's okay to be hungry. If as long as it's like 5 hours, you should have a bar or something. That's a long time. But if it's like been 2 hours, you'll survive till you get home. Like, I used to drive home from Costco and eat the popcorn out of the bag because I didn't think I'd make it home. You're going to make it the half hour home. Just deal with it. So it's, I don't know. It's because, and the reason in this plan I have to wait is because I have to have supplements half an hour before I eat. And it's 2 hours after you've last eaten. So you have to have that window. So it's really learning to listen to your body. And it's not that the other plans don't allow that, but nothing makes you think about it so much. I mean, this plan really makes you think about it and feel, I don't know, just being at peace with your food is an amazing thing. And I struggled with nutrition for so long. So being there is such an awesome thing.
Can I share something?
Yeah.
I just want to share something from the book that just really, there was 2 things that stuck out to me. Where I thought I underlined this. Well, I like this line at the end of just the first chapter. We should be eating a wide variety of whole, fresh, clean, mostly plant-based foods. We can either adopt it or ignore it. And that hit me, like, maybe because I've done the reset already, because I know, like, I don't know. I mean, like, there's just so many things that I've noticed that have crept back in my life since doing the reset just a few months ago that are not serving me at all. Right. And I know that, like, the sugars, and I think, oh, I don't eat so bad. I eat pretty healthy. Like, I'm just going to be spinning my wheels. I need to like really adopt this idea rather than just do it for 21 days. And that's why when I do it this time, I really want to focus on what I'm going to do after. So yeah, and then there was other thing. If the things we eat have been processed, manipulated, broken apart, adulterated, with the most of the fiber and nutrients thrown away, then we end up consuming something that's food, technically speaking, but lacks many of the health benefits that eating is supposed to bring us. We get calories, which we need to survive, of course, but very, very little else. None of the nutrition, as Dr. Furman puts it. We end up mechanically full, but nutritionally starved. If we do that often enough, we will absolutely harm ourselves at the cellular level. Over time, that may bring about some chronic conditions. Anyway, this book I needed it right now. So.
Anyway, that's why society has so many chronic conditions. That's why there's all the, like, it's not abnormal to hear about so many conditions because of the way people have been eating for the last 50 years. Like, as more processed foods come in, so.
And the genetics, like a lot of people, even my own dad will say, I mean, my parents eat fairly healthy, but not super healthy. My dad has 9 stents in his heart, and his father died of a heart attack when he was 43 years old. My dad is 78. And obviously lives a much healthier lifestyle, but he does have 9 stents. And he often says, well, I have, because he's not really overweight, goes, well, I have, my father had heart disease. And I'm thinking, your father was a smoker. Your father did not eat well. He carried weight around these are things, Dad, that there are some things that you have control of. You don't have to be on cholesterol medication. You can try to do things with your nutrition, but he always has some reason or whatever. And I can't control him. That's it. I love him. He's an amazing person, but it's frustrating when so many people will say, well, it's genetics. They talk about that in here. Very little is genetics. I'm sorry, when it comes to a lot of these diseases. So. I want to hang out with Darren O'Lean.
And his dog, Chaga.
Oh, that's his dog?
He's got a German Shepherd called Chaga, after Chaga root.
Didn't he lose his house or something in the California fires?
Yeah, he lives in Malibu.
Yeah. Anyone else? I'm the only one freaking talking as usual.
Angela keeps coming forward like she wants to say something. Waiting anxiously.
Well, what I would have to say, everybody already knows. So that I became a coach this week.
I know I spoiled your big announcement you're going to share.
I know, you called her. I was supposed to surprise her, make her proud. Oh, and
very proud.
Oh, thank you. I actually have somebody that may want to sign up underneath me already, which is cool. I talked to her this morning. So yay. So that's it.
So how about any good recipes anyone's had in the past week? There must be something, or any current breakfast. I've got I decided eggs because on my first week of my plan, I can have eggs and toast and spinach, or oatmeal and yogurt and berries, or fruit. Those are like the 3 main choices. Oh, or the other one is tempeh. Didn't appeal to me too much. So I've been having oatmeal and yogurt and blueberries most days. What are you sharing with us, Mary Beth?
It's that was like one of my favorites on the reset was the blueberries and oatmeal. I'm lazy, but I bought these already cut and they're nice and fresh and not gross, and it's just less work for me. And so I just been sauteing these with some balsamic and just making like a glaze almost, and just a little salt and pepper, and they are so good. Although everybody's farting, but that's just part of the program with me.
What is that?
With you. Oh, my kids are grossed out by me, whatever. I don't care. But
It was Brussels sprouts. She's not
Oh,
asking
okay.
what the gas is. She's asking about what the food is.
this is Brussels sprouts. No, I can't have broccoli, because I can't digest it. This is a little bit better, but this is so easy, and I can eat so much of this. So good. Yeah, been doing that with some rice. I'm just trying to move into like more of the plant-based, and as I'm 3 weeks away from doing the reset, I really want to limit my caffeine and all that kind of stuff to get ready.
I'm so opposite when I'm going to do something where I have to make a big change. I'm like, let's have it all before we start. So I like had a bottle of wine the other weekend, and and we didn't end up having red meat like we were planning to, but my husband's like, we got to finish off, because all three of us who were in the house were doing it. Although Caitlin opened the Oreos yesterday, so I'm like, I'm not cooking for you anymore. You're cheating. But my Chad follows really closely too, so he like made sure the ice cream was all gone, so he wasn't tempted. But when I'm on this plan, I'm like, nope, not interested. Like I can't do that all the time, but I can like put up the blockers really good.
So you said that you're having yogurt. Are you allowed to have fruit and like the homemade granola stuff and stuff like that with your program?
So week 1, so today was my last day for yogurt. So starting tomorrow, breakfast is pretty much fruit, just fruit.
Okay. Well, I did this. It's called banana boats. It's in the Fixate. I'm not doing the portion control, but you could probably do that with like no yogurt. It's really good though. So
what's on there?
It is a banana like halved.
Yeah.
And then it has strawberries, blueberries, the Fixate granola that you can make.
Yeah.
And yogurt with a little honey drizzle.
Gotcha.
Really good.
That does sound really good. We can't have bananas though on the reset, right? No bananas.
No, I had a half a banana or a quarter banana in my shake the other day though. There's little things, after doing this so many times, there's little things I'm like, really, I'm not going to worry. Like I gave blood the second day, and we've got a local company called La Rosa. They make La Rosa bars, and they're mostly fruit, but there's a little bit of sugar in there. And I had the coconut one, and I'm like, I gave blood. I need my bar I have. And it's a healthy, like if you're going to have a fruit bar type thing, it's a healthy one, but I'm like, my body needs it. It's important to refuel. And I still saw positive changes. So meal planning. Typically what we do now is we meal plan. So I'm going to share one more time and I'll go here and then I'll pull up Facebook, and who knows what's open. Oh, the right page is open. It's a miracle. So at the top of the Badass Wellness Nutrition. So in order to access some of these plans, you do need to be a paid customer of one of the coaches in the group. Most of the things we do offer, but this group, Badass Wellness Nutrition, you do need to be a paid customer or have To Be Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix, have purchased them at one point. But in here we have meal plans and recipes. So this Google Drive, there is all of, we provide a weekly meal plan, and I upload them into this Google Drive every week. And there's also, here, let me open it. So there's February meal plans, the first one in March. This link has a whole bunch of recipes that I've saved. And there's some other tools in there, but this goes to, there's a bunch of recipes from Fixate, Ultimate Portion Fix, and To Be Mindset all saved in here. that you guys can go and access. And if we go back here, the Nutrition 101 is the document that I was just showing you. And then we have the weekly calls. This is the link that we use today that is for the first and third week. And then Mary Beth provides one for the second and third weeks. And then recordings of our past calls from this year, 2021, we've saved in this Google Doc, and then calls from 2020 are saved in this Google Doc. So you can access past calls just for more information. So going there and pulling up some of the meal plans and recipes is a good place to go for looking for ideas. And then I like to go to Pinterest. That's my favorite spot. I put in what I have. So, you know, if you shop flyers and shop for things on sale, or you have a stock load of something in your freezer, or you grow chickens, or you have a lot of eggs, or so there's always going to be something that you're like, oh my gosh, I got to use this up. You do your search based on that. You can put in healthy, or you can put in some specific vegetables, or you can put in Instant Pot or crock pot or bake or barbecue, and it will pull up a bunch of recipes. And, you know, why don't I just, while we're sharing, because that's sometimes something that people struggle with too, why don't I just do that as well and show you how I search on Pinterest and see if I can pull it up easily. Is Pinterest open? I am the queen of like a bazillion tabs at once. So you go to the magnifying glass and you put in, so some of my past searches, spaghetti squash side dish, because I had leftover spaghetti squash, overnight oats, ground beef with crepinis. I had those in my fridge, hamburger soup, chicken breast. So I put chicken breast, cabbage, Instant Pot, because those are the ingredients I had. So for example, spaghetti squash side dish. These are usually going to be healthier options, but I think I just, cheesy garlic Parmesan spinach. Actually, I think I chopped some spinach and put some Parmesan cheese on and a little bit of butter. So it was super simple. But there's just so many options. You can put in here spaghetti squash to be mindset. And you're going to see things. Other people have done all the work. This is why we don't do big, massive recipe share things other than our meal plans, because everything is available. You just have to search. And so this is a great place. 21-day fixed spaghetti squash lasagna, spaghetti squash taco bake, chicken enchilada spaghettis. Ooh, I have enchilada sauce. There's so many, I mean, everything. So I encourage you to use Pinterest. It's one of my favorite tools. I have boards I've created, boards I've saved, but weekend feasts, garden fresh. I have a cocktail board because that's important. To be March, that's probably from last year. I have to go through and organize this better, but it's healthified recipes. They put a lot of things that are like a healthier version of something that's often not good. I even have a squat challenge in here. So there's so many. I'm Nicola Fit on Pinterest if you want to find me there, but yeah, go on Pinterest and make a page and save stuff, because that's a great place to keep yourself go to when you're looking for ideas.
I'm gonna get on there. I have an account. I don't know why I never use it. I guess we just have so many recipes in Beachbody On Demand, and there's just so many things sometimes. And I remember once Autumn saying, like, just be careful, like if you're finding a recipe on Pinterest or just Googling it, that they might give you a container count that is not accurate. And I don't know why I got that in my head, and then I just like never, but that's kind of silly.
I want you to use Fixate.
What did you say?
She wants you to use Fixate.
Yeah, no, but also if people are picking the recipes, they can't really, but I get it. But I'm gonna
100%
start using that more. it just looks fun because you can organize a lot of stuff, not just fitness and nutrition, but also other interests and things like that. Like I love vision boards, all that kind of stuff we could do.
You can also go down rabbit holes and waste a ton of time. So
yes,
the same as anything, you know,
Yeah.
some people use Pinterest like Facebook sort of thing.
Exactly. If you make any of the recipes, guys, just a plug for our daily nutrition post, where we're just putting those, you know, the daily graphic that goes up that, you know, post what you ate today. Those are so helpful to me. I mean, I love looking at whatever, and we get pretty good engagement on those posts, but like when you bring people into the community, if you show up on that thread and you're showing your food, it will give other people maybe encouragement to do the same thing, because I think all of us coming together and sharing just little tricks and things like that is so helpful. And I love seeing what you guys are doing.
So where are you guys looking for your recipes for your meal plan this week?
My mother-in-law's cookbook.
Perfect.
That's where I look a lot. She has really good ones.
Is it one she made for you?
Yeah, she took like all of her favorite recipes and made a cookbook for each. So like Matt got one, Michelle got one, and Mark got one. So we all have a cookbook. So I use that a lot.
Perfect.
I have a totally separate, I use Pinterest for everything. So I even have my Beachbody like board on there with all my recipes. So
Awesome.
That might
all
be a way
things
for you
Pinterest.
to connect with people, Angela. People connect on Pinterest, right? You just never know. I haven't really used it as to build business, but you never know, right? Whose board you're looking at and who you might connect with.
Hi, Erin. Yeah, most definitely.
Well, I ended up possibly getting somebody, a friend of mine, she's looking at signing up because she had seen me for the first time and I don't even know how long. And she's like, oh my gosh. And it actually was me going to pick up Girl Scout cookies. I buy them from her daughter every year. Well, the boys like, you know, I'm leaving them sealed up until my husband opens them because I'm like, I just can't even. So, but they like Thin Mints on their ice cream. So she saw me and she was like, oh my gosh, she did it years ago and lost like 30 pounds, but she wasn't really catching a great vibe from her coach. So she quit and gained it all back plus whatever.
Yeah, consistency is everything.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to stop recording.